Kinzinger, the Republican from Illinois, back in his home city of Chicago, Illinois. And, sir, thank you for your time. And when you think about eliminating this threat, you have to think about taking their land. If you don't take the land, they continue to operate, they continue to tax and raise money, and they continue to get their message out to people who are vulnerable here in France or in Belgium or anywhere in the world. Do you think now there is a shift in the administration's policy or not?
I think this is the beginning of a shift in American policy. I think there's an understanding that land has to be taken, not just because of the reasons you mentioned, but keep in mind, you know, these folks that are prone to jihadism, that are basically reading the internet, that are being radicalized online, they believe that this is the foretold caliphate. A caliphate has to exist by having land. It's not a mental caliphate, it's a physical presence. And so as land is liberated from this evil caliphate, these folks that are prone to jihadism look at that and go, maybe this is not the caliphate that's foretold, and you actually lessen the ability to recruit folks from the internet and everywhere else. Defeat leads to people that don't want to be part of defeat. They only want to be part of a winner.
Yeah. You know, here in Nice, they don't know yet whether or not he was connected to an outside group, and that's significant because he may have been so far under the radar that he could have been affected any number of ways. He could have been online and seen a video and taken his anger out as a result of that, or he could have been under orders by somebody here in France, or worse, somebody operating out of Raqqa in eastern Syria, and that's what these security officials need to figure out, and it's not easy.
No, and I think that's the bigger point, though, is, you know, we need to know what's going on there, so obviously we can stop it, we can interrupt that recruiting effort. But even if he was a lone wolf, even if he did it by looking at the internet and was radicalized, the fact is I often use the kind of the idea of when the are doing really well, everybody downtown Chicago throws on a Bulls jersey, and that's what's happening here. They're seen as being very successful, so even if these folks are radicalizing online versus being directly told by al-Baghdadi or somebody associated with ISIS, defeating ISIS and taking their land away is actually very important to stopping this recruitment, even online.
Yeah. Quickly here in the 30 seconds I have, shift your focus to Turkey. What should the administration do? What should the president do, John Kerry, or what can they do now in the face of this threatened coup that failed?
Well, I think the important thing right now that we need to do is ensure that the Turks are responding how they should, not taking away further human rights. One of the biggest tragedies of a failed coup like this is now Erdogan, who's been trying to consolidate power, is going to have that opportunity to do it as he fires judges, changes the Constitution and everything else. That is our role now, to ensure that human rights are protected and they remain a strong ally in NATO.
Well, sir, thank you for your time, Adam Kinzinger. Chicago, Illinois, now headed for Cleveland, Ohio. So, Martha, he is coming your way. Sir, thanks again for your time.
Sure.
The world's a mess.